today. Yes, today. We find ourselves all equally blessed on this journey through greater and lesser evils. Join us as we explore the hard realities and uncomfortable truths plaguing our society. So without any further ado, let's jump right in and rip this band-aid off together. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. We're back. You love us, and we can't get enough of you, so we're back. With us being back, I can't be here alone. There's too many seats over here, and these guys pull my weight for me. Want to start with the farmer?
That's why my back hurts.
That's why he's leaning forward, too. It's a nice back. We start with the farmer that will cultivate your fields and your women. The tank.
Oh, God.
And then we're going to go over here to the left.
Just X. That's it. Just X.
Nope.
I said just X. X is it.
He's the person that gave Scargiver her scar. Xavier. By the way, that's her name, Scargiver.
If you say so. This movie.
That was her nickname that the Army gave her. So while the tank is talking about, we're going to talk about a movie that... Zach, I'm just going to say I'm sorry right now. I'm just going to apologize before we start. We're going to talk about Rebel Moon Part 1, Child of Fire.
This whole movie was stolen.
It's so epic.
Did Zack Snyder actually write this, or did an AI bot?
No, he actually wrote this.
Yeah.
This has been his pet project for 5 years.
Boy.
No, it's like more than over 5 years.
Yeah, I'm going to spot him 5 years.
Okay.
I don't want to say the 10 that he's actually been trying to work
I was going to say
with,
that,
That actually explains a lot, because great movies have come out over the last 5 to 10 years that he stole so many things from.
Before we go with this, we talked about this before, a long time before we even said that we were going to review this movie. It almost seems like it should say a galaxy far, far away in the fucking
that was actually my favorite part over Star Wars, because Star Wars made me read, and I don't like to read, So at least he had, what's his name? Hopkins? Anthony Hopkins narrate it for me. So I didn't have to, do homework, because I don't like to read.
Dude, you're going to hate what they do with those robots. Oh, hold on. Let's get to the data sheet, though, While I'm on the data sheet, I want to let you guys know at any point for this point going forward, spoilers could just be falling from the skies left and right. We're not sure. You say that word, you think that word, someone might actually start talking.
Did somebody say spoilers?
See, there we go.
Return of the Jedi? That was not Lizo. The internet is mean. You don't do that to me, internets. That is not Lizzo. I've seen some stuff online.
Like, what is that?
That was so mean.
I don't remember Jabba's species name, but it was.
Man.
I didn't even look. That was so mean. There's a bunch of memes and things out there serious? About her. The internet fat shamed her into quitting. She just couldn't take it anymore, and that kind of bothers me, because, at the end of the day, I do think it's weird, because I did see some other memes that were kind of ironic, or whatever you want to call them, where they say, a woman wants to hear, when you say Lizzo is beautiful, because she's a very pretty woman, and talented as all hell. She's got 4 Grammys and shit, And women want to hear you say, Lizzo's a pretty girl. She's a beautiful woman, and women praise you for that. But the second you go, baby, you look just like Lizzo, they want to claw your eyes out.
It's quiet.
So whether it's a double standard or whatever it is, but I hope she comes back. I don't like that. You can't let the trolls win. Don't let the trolls win. The trolls are always going to be there.
So Tank's spoiler was going to be across the screen this entire time right now. So he loves Lizzo. Where it's going is going to start with the data sheet. That's where we're going to go.
It's just stop fat shaming people.
Unless you want to fat shame me while I'm dancing in the 10K video, that's fine.
We tease you because we love you.
This is different.
And there's a huge difference there. Come back, Lizzo.
Please come back. Indeed. Well, after the public service announcement from the tank, we are going to go ahead and take some money from the Lizzo
Stop
fund.
Tricking me, internets.
Thank you for funding us the first 4 minutes of this video, and we will go ahead and wait for that royalty check. With that said, to Rebel Moon Child of Fire, whatever.
Part 1.
Drink again, Part 1. Get ready to get drunk here. You guys could be drunk within the first 10 minutes. Starring
Sofia Boutella.
Digimon Hanzo.
Digimon Honshu.
Ed Skrikian.
Ed Skrin.
Zack Snyder.
Written by Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
Zukaki Snyder.
That's the hand. Yeah. The Zukaki Snyder. No, written by Zack Snyder, Kurt Johnstad, and again, Shay Hayton. Directed by Zack Snyder. Yeah, Zack Snyder did this twice. The budget was $166 million for both parts. If you don't know, reference the nickname that I gave him to start this. Scargiver is going to be part 2. It comes out the 19th on Netflix. Definitely watch it. Box office is Netflix. And the awards part. This is my favorite part. It won the Reframe Awards for Reframe Stamp Feature Winner.
For Reframe Stamp Feature?
Copying off the smartest
Awards,
kid in the class award.
It won Reframe Stamp Feature Winner.
What does that even mean?
Can't make this up. Look up the Reframe Awards. They're real.
I don't know.
They actually been doing the awards for like the last 50 freaking years.
Wow.
I don't make this shit up. It's just that funny, but yeah. Let's go to the movie here. All right. You talked about Anthony Hopkins, and look, I think we're beyond movies where we need a voiceover. Give me a montage at least, a voiceover to explain something that's very, very serious that people would have, I think, enjoyed, and you would have enjoyed this movie better if they would have explained it better.
But it's just a tired intro. You know, it's been done. Give me something new. I'm just tired of lazy writing. You know, and this is sloth. You know, when you see, you know, even as the Dreadnought, which obviously has to be a real ship, otherwise it wouldn't have been in both Star Wars and this wasn't, you know. Otherwise, why would the Dreadnought and a Dreadnought? You know, I just don't see why you wouldn't have called it literally anything else. It's a world destroying ship, you know, and then you've got B-3PO. You know, that shows up in there. You know, I don't know where to go with any of this. So the worst part of this.
So Rebel Moon isn't you want to take this? You are a comic book animation adaptation.
So what's going on right now, as you're seeing as the movie comes on, is that the king of the entire realm, which would be the universe, whatever you want to call it, has been murdered by the closest people to him. All right, the characters that we have been introduced to, or the Scargiver, is the daughter of one of the main generals.
Arthur-Leus.
Yeah, Arthur-Leus. This dude is like the man when it comes to the military.
Chick.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about.
You're talking about the senator? Yeah, the senator. I can't remember her dad. Her stepfather.
I'm saying, yeah. So her dad, or stepdad, so to speak.
Belisarius.
Belisarius. He took her in, and he takes her into, he puts her in the military because she's one of the only people who actually pull the trigger. What I saw from this is that he saw in her this dark light, like not dark light, but he saw that this was someone who had nothing less to live for. And when you have nothing to live for, that means you'll live for something else.
So let me stop you there for a second. The way he just explained it would have been a better way to start this movie than doing flashbacks every 10 to 15 minutes in between gathering your forces and meeting Han fucking Solo. Han Solo was in this movie,
you
right?
mean hot? It was Hot Han Solo.
Oh, yeah.
Hot Han Solo turns out to be evil with Spider Guido.
Oh man, come on, man! We get into
it like spoilers.
I know that, but just wait till the end of the movie.
This whole movie is spoiled.
No, it is. Hey, I kind of like this movie.
Okay,
I actually kind of like this movie.
So what I'm saying is, if they would have told it the way he did,
dial it back before this turns into a murder scene.
Shield's back there. So that's why the sword's right here. She's got that special gun. We got a sword. He's got a helmet. It's going to protect him. They spoiled us again. So this is why I think you were robbed. We've both read the anime watched the anime version of these and read the comics. Yeah. And what you're getting spoiled of is to be better. And the whole purpose of this whole thing was that child that died, who's not dead, by the way, was going to be a turning point. Think of like a kingdom that was really fucked up and they had to give penance to a fucking animal that was after it. And then they found a way to beat it. He's trying to go through the other side and beat it. He's trying to get this. And these robots were like the king's personal army. Think back to Doom, that special killer force that they
I have no choice but to think back to all these other movies that they stole the shit from.
You're not right. I mean, how did they travel? They used spice to travel. So I mean,
you know,
I'm with you. I'm playing into you at the same time with this. You're not wrong.
It's not because that's the whole thing. It's not so much as very original. It's just that someone.
This movie was like when when you asked your mom to take you to Star Wars, and she says, "We got Star Wars at home." That's what this movie was for me.
Well, that's another.
Can I do one more with that?
Go for it.
Ninja Turtles and Battletoads.
See, right? But it's the same.
That's fact.
Everybody has one of these. There was
Transformers and GoBots.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Transformers, GoBots.
Voltron and all the shit that followed after.
Ghost
Voltron.
Whisperer and Medium.
There you go.
Adam's Family and the Munsters. Family Guy and American Dad, and those are both written by Seth MacFarlane, by the way.
Right,
we still do love you, Seth. Though.
Oh, absolutely.
Love you, man.
Ants and Bugs Life.
Yeah.
And Gunsmoke, Bonanza, and Rifleman, all at the same time on different networks and things. So it's not uncommon. I understand that.
Yeah.
But if you never saw all these other movies, this would have been really cool.
Exactly.
Really, really cool.
And so I think this is what the concept of Netflix was trying to pick up here. All right, because as if you don't know, this movie was an original pitch for Zack Snyder for the last series, the last 3 Star Wars movies. It was the remix of a not Star Wars movie that was somewhat Star Wars light.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this. Human beings as a race, we're kind of like a virus. I think The Matrix. The Matrix said it best when Agent Smith is sitting down talking to Neo when he's interrogating him and go, you know what I found? The only thing I compare you to is viruses. So what I want you guys either to do is validate me or tell me that the human race is better than when the mother world decides to go around and conquer everyone instead of dealing with their own problems and stealing.
I'm an optimist. I'm on the girl's side. In this, I do still think that people are inherently good, and that's why you go to a planet like that and you see that they're actually living in peace and harmonious. And I also love, because I need to take my wife to that planet, and plant like rosemary and say that you got to treat me like a dirty little bouncy house, otherwise it's not gonna grow.
Because we know what it takes to make plants grow.
Absolutely,
takes vigorous movements.
We're moving there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I know. Pack your bags, honey. We're and when you're watching these things happen, and you do have the other side, that's just gonna come and take it all. Mm-hmm. I'm on that planet side. Mm-hmm. I'm on good side with this because I do still think that there are enough pockets of good people out there that eventually, good will prevail. I still believe even in humanity that there are still enough good people out there that eventually will find a way to right the ship, will find a way to coexist, live in harmony, still celebrate differences at the same time. I still have hope that we're on the right track.
You joining his side or my side?
Well, I'm gonna go realistically speaking. Realistically speaking, you are correct that I from my observation, you're right. There are really good people in the world, and if you put 2 nations together and you put those 2 people from opposite nations who are even like warring against each other, I guarantee you they can go in the bar, they can drink, they can talk crap, they can have a good time together. But you put those same 2 people and add an ideology or a political party behind it.
You bet.
And suddenly what you have is a complete split between those 2 people. Mm-hmm. And all you got to do is say something like, well, your guy isn't like my guy. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
And the second you start adding others to the mix, and now you're forced to take sides, and then it can very easily spiral out of control.
Exactly, and that's what this is. To me, that's what this is really about. So, on the majority, yes, all humans, we just want to sit back. We want to chill. We just need something to eat. Have somebody to love. Mm-hmm. That's all we're looking for. Yeah. Somewhere to stay, somebody to love you, and that your life is actually perfect at that point. You need really almost nothing else. But when you add in a person with a sense of power, or exactly, you add power to the equation, and you add in religion to said equation, and suddenly what you have is
it's a divide and conquer.
You have a divide and conquer strategy.
Let me add some more into this scenario too. To me, what it came off very colonial and Native American to me. because our history as Americans is very riddled with some atrocities that we've done. Again, look, the only way to defeat history is to meet it head on, admit it happened, and then figure out a way to be better here. Am I wrong here with this comparison?
No, I don't. Well, what you're looking at here, in a interstellar, I don't. The mother world wants to rule over everything like Xerxes in 300. These are
also a Zack Snyder movie. That is.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That explains a few things.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about enslaving the people. It wasn't about destroying the worlds itself. It's just to make sure that there's one ruler.
That's it. That only one person can have that sense of power, and they need to know they have an absolute power. That's what that's about. Mm-hmm. So and that's what it comes down to. All of this that happens in this movie is about power.
But you got the rebels. You never lose hope.
That's what I'm saying,
and sometimes the underdog can do it all.
So let's talk about the assembling of the rebel team. First, you have the cuck.
I knew he was going to go there first.
Tell me defend him. Defend him.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't defend him.
If I'm wrong, please tell me.
You're 100% right, but I knew that was gonna be the first thing you're going to, because you know
story-wise,
and you know Cyclops. That's because that's why you just keep bringing this up.
I was gonna say
you keep bringing it up.
I was gonna say that.
I knew it.
I just said
knew it was gonna happen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
So you have another one of these weak male characters written, and Zack Snyder's not normally known for that. Again, even in Sucker Punch, which is another Zack Snyder movie, the male David Carradine,
he is the man,
is still portrayed in a very, very positive way. And he actually has like substance. This farmer doesn't have substance. Tell me about this, the cuck farmer.
You can't. It's okay.
It's
all right.
Such a punk.
It is all right.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all right because you want to defend this person, but you can't.
I can't.
You can't defend
it.
it.
And even in the scene where they're like, hey, come on over here and have some ale with me and whatnot, and we can't give you anything, and he's still trying to work this little sleazy angle, But there's no redeeming quality in there. Even the fear response that he has, where he's like, oh no, we got a little bit. It still wasn't good enough for me, because if you just would have followed the leader, and that's also the problem, when you have somebody that thinks they're alpha and they're not, at all.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what happens. And all you did was diminish the strength of your pride.
Exactly. Pride and the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
You destroyed the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I want to do a public service announcement for all those gentlemen out there, and I'm going to help you with this one day. If you want to hit on a girl, don't mention the other guy that you have issues with and be like, oh, well, he's at the party. You want to come?
Don't let her plow the field by herself, and be like, okay, I'll wait for you with drinks, when you're all done working super hard.
Dude, she's super hot in this movie. Her body is freaking smoked. She put the look. She is the female version of Jake Gyllenhaal.
This is what I loved about this movie, is allowing a tough girl to be tough organically, because even when the guy comes over and is like, I'm going to put my favorite dress on for you, and she's like, I've still got like 6 hectares to plow, but I'll be there later.
I'll get that when I get there.
I'll plow you later.
So, and I love that, because I'm like, wow, that's a badass right there, and she's doing it literally all by herself, and then they kind of pan out and you see how straight her lines are and whatnot. I'm like, I dig that.
Yeah. So what I will give Zach credit for here is he's always pushed limits in all his films. Look at some of the content in 300, some of the content in Justice League Black Cut. Definitely watch that. All 5 hours of that shit. He pushes issues. And here, I think the portrayal of that army that takes everywhere they go is a perfect portrayal here. They go in, and the Admiral Noble goes into freaking mafia mode and knocks that. You have to. Again, if you're going to live, if you're going to rule by fear and you're going to control power based on fear, you have to kill that dude. You have to make that stand.
You have to.
And in the same way, the soldiers, and I'm not validating rape before I even go, rape is absolutely horrible. But this is what these soldiers do. And to show that in this climate,
it's a good foreshadow that these are just bad people.
Yes, very much so.
And really, really bad, then ruthless, so to push that, in this, I don't know of a better way. You know, if they just don't care about these people's lives whatsoever, this was a perfect foreshadow of why you've got to fight now.
Exactly. It's like that, you said that absolutely perfectly. Follow that. After I just said that perfectly.
There is violence
follow
in
that.
Chicago, of course.
No, that's it. Well, it establishes a clear delineation between good and evil. To start off with, you need to see that these guys are not good people.
Yeah.
She foreshadows that, like, I know that these aren't good people.
But I felt dirty in those scenes. Was that just me? Like, it was real enough that I could see, look, soldiers don't always do the right thing. If you think soldiers always do the right thing, you're wrong. It just is the way power. Absolute power
corrupts absolutely.
Well, see, this is the thing, and I know, like, you know, people talk crap. You know, they don't like Zack Snyder movies, whatever the case is. But the point is that he shows a sense of realism that, like, you can't unsee, so to speak. He adds, like, real elements into a movie that make you want him to blink. Like, this can't be right. There's no way this is gonna happen.
Well, it's kind of for me. It's kind of like being gritty for the sake of gritty. You know, and I think that might be why it's not resonating the same way, because if you're just being gritty just to say that you're gritty, it doesn't have the same effect.
Fair. And he's done it so many times.
He has. So if he's this kind of one trick pony with just the gritty take on things, well, you're going to have to show me something else. But that's why I love Cora. I love Cora in this because she's a badass from the start.
Yes.
You know, she's already tough. She already has a really troubled past. Yeah. Which helps her be tougher. You know, so she could have crumbled at an early age, and all she did was flip the script.
So let's go one further. Cora is actually like they're going to go over this in Scargiver.
Yeah,
she is the next ruler of that world.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Like, she was going to be general. If she didn't, like, her Senator Bellaris, her stepfather that takes her in, she was on track to be. She's the best soldier they ever created.
Right. But that's kind of the problem, and even in some of the montaging that they do, or some of the backstory, she sees where it's headed, and she doesn't want to be that leader. She wants to be a good leader. Yep. You know, so I do like that. Even with that, you know, good heroes have some conflict sometimes. Exactly. You know, and I do like this grittiness that she
has to exert power. It's the same thing before. You have to exert force against force. Right. And that's something you have to understand
she's working against flaws to be incredible. I like that a lot.
100%.
The robots I can't go too far into that, but what I want to say is that, so the robots, what I found interesting, I'm going to say this, right? Because I know some people see them as like robots, and I don't see them so much as robots as humans who were, I call it a consciousness that was placed and then put inside of robot bodies, so to speak. Right?
Cyborg?
Yeah, I call it a cyborg, right?
So there's a whole herd of these C-3PO robots?
Army.
Yeah, army.
An army of these?
Army.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So they're technically immortal. That's another thing. So you're talking about, and the people who have seen centuries of, like, and all they want to do is do the right thing. And when they saw that their good person, the king, was just murdered by his closest friend, they just kind of, it broke their spirit. It's like, you're just like, wait, I've sacrificed my entire, like, hundreds of years, right? And then now I got to serve, long story short, like,
Bellasaurus.
This asshole. Yeah, they can't get themselves motivated enough to just serve evil. Yeah, that's it. Because they're good people, even though they're robots.
And I can appreciate how they presented that, because I know that you're big on the justice and revenge concept that we talked about before. I think he did that well. There are some parts in here.
Yes, it's very
but
good
they're
parts.
so sprinkled through that it won't do that. So they go forward and they go, we're going to find an army and we're going to fight. And they go on with the fights.
What I like the most about this is that she's a female. Okay, so I need to establish that she's a female, and they do a very attractive female. She's small. This comparatively speaking, she's small. She's not a big woman, but they do an excellent choreography in the fight scenes. Like, they use her perfectly.
Yeah.
Like her body, her speed, because she would be more speed.
It's a very realistic fight.
It's
because
realistic fight.
If a man put his hands on a woman that's 130 pounds, and it's going to move her,
she had
to use like leverage and whatnot, good kicks. She had
to use a weapon at the end of all of this.
Very realistic,
and that's what I'm saying. Like that is how you make a compelling, real fight.
And that's Zack Snyder. Again, he was doing it in Sucker Punch. I'll go back to Sucker Punch again. You guys should watch that.
He kills it every time. That's what I'm saying. And that's what you get. You have to appreciate that he truly understands like what it takes, the physics behind like a lot of these movements. Yeah. Like the physics, the movement, you call it fight science, so to speak.
Yes, fight science.
Yeah. It is amazing. Like what this man can and what he can't do when it comes to like pulling this stuff off. And that is what like I'm gonna bring that up because it moves the story forward a lot faster instead of somebody going, she must have superpowers.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
And she doesn't. She's just a badass.
That's it.
She just trained and she was dark and she was...
There are some great parts of this movie.
Yeah.
You know, especially, I mean, even with the storyline and, the direction, but the cameos bother me. Like when they're trying to get that army put together. And
so let's go with that first character you want to talk about. Let's cue the sexy Han Solo. What do you got there?
Well, no, I already addressed sexy Han Solo, and then it turns out that he's evil. Yeah, it's flipping the script a little bit, but it's not good enough for me.
Yeah, so to me, I know it worked.
And Spider Guido.
No. So what I liked about
he did shoot first.
Yeah. So what got me about this movie? Because so this is understanding your fan base, right? So that guy who happens to be sexy Han Solo,
Star Wars did it first.
Dude, no,
Charlie Huffman.
No, he's like So Charlie Huffman is like one of my favorite like actors, so to speak. Dude, I love this guy.
Me too.
So for him to turn to be like the back, I was like, no. I was like, don't do this. You can't be the guy, man.
Right.
I was like, you of all people, like, no. The same thing when Ray Fisher shows up.
Okay, so let me go.
Okay, I was gonna say, you see him going this, right? Okay,
I'm gonna let, just because he's excited, he's chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
Cue the animal wrangler.
Oh, yeah, you talking about the Harry Potter horse whisperer? Is that what you're talking about here? This is you're just stealing all the best parts. And then he Robert Redford's up to the, to Broadbeak or whatever that thing was.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have pain too. Come on, man. Give me anything else. They're gonna be so mad in Hogwarts when they find out that they stole this for the scene because they didn't give them the rights to put that in there.
Also, that was a lazy done griffin. That was a horrible griffin.
Oh man,
it's just absolutely just rolling my eyes into the back of my head.
We like going through the seizure.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm just like, dude, I've seen this in other movies, and they didn't even try to change it even a little bit. It's
what
just
about the blood debt? That whole thing where we're gonna gamble for your life.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
That was episode 1.
Yeah.
The gambling addiction with the splash of Avatar in there. I mean, it's just. It's so lazy. It was basically like if they were sitting together at in a college exam, and Zack Snyder just kept looking at it, writing
Zack
it
Snyder
down.
He didn't write the comic book. You can't blame him for that. He didn't write the comic book.
I didn't even know this was a comic. That's what makes it worse for me.
Yeah, it was a comic. It came after Star Wars.
I'm a casual fan.
It's
at
like
best,
90s. The 90s it came out. But Zack Snyder could have made it better, but he stayed subject matter.
Yeah. Are we gonna get to the Borg lady in spider form?
I'm gonna let him go first because
good.
Queued up.
No. So
cue the monster.
I'm
hunter.
gonna keep ruining this. Like I said, I'm gonna be missing in the next episode.
Just say no. See,
go ahead, defend the monster hunter scene.
But once again, I liked it. Okay.
I know that's what.
But the woman that they used, it's the Borg from Star Trek First Contact.
No,
it's literally the same woman.
No,
what?
It's not.
Star Trek First Contact. It looks just like her.
I know it looks like her. It's not her though, because she would be like 100 years old now.
Well, yeah,
but I know what you're saying though.
Stealing things that people probably forgot about 25 years ago.
6 of 9, but
it's
6 of 9.
Yeah,
putting it in this movie.
No, it's not 6 of 9. It's 7 of 9. Yeah, 7 of 9.
8 of 9. Maybe it's your sister.
But I understand. Yeah, but no, you got the Borg because you're thinking about the Borg Queen.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about the Borg Queen. Yeah, because everybody goes straight.
There's so many Star Trek.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But everybody goes straight to 7 of 9.
In the actual movie Star Trek First Contact.
First Contact, yeah.
That's where they got her.
That's Borg Queen,
They stole her.
Yeah, the Borg, yeah.
There's like 19 Star Treks. I was thinking about the other one. My apologies.
Yeah, no, but so I didn't mind it because I guess the best way I see it is like they had a scene they had to introduce this super uber badass. But how do you introduce somebody who has dual glowing blades? Just saying.
Are you talking about the Great Value lightsabers? Yeah. the Walmart lightsabers that don't even have names yet. Hopefully they call it like Endless Blade or Infinity Sword.
So I can kind of come up with a concept to find it. Oh, yeah,
right.
There's no name behind it. But
Gerber glow sticks. Give me something.
Vibrating blades. I'm gonna call it vibrating blade. Yeah. Right.
It's a lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
Sure, that's the name you want to go with there.
I'm gonna go with vibrating blade that it vibrates so fast that it lights up. All right. That's what I'm saying.
Keep going.
I can't.
Keep going.
I'm going with it. So these vibrating blades, the vibrating blade lady, she dual wielding that too. This is going like not into an appropriate like conversation.
Keep going. I'm waiting. Give me my payoff.
No, but the point is that it needed to be because the spider lady felt as though her kids. She needed to take care of something. Yeah. So I guess you could put like, it's a little. It is kind of like lazy, but at the same time, how do you're given a task of trying to introduce all these characters inside of a 2-hour frame, right? And it's more than 2 people. So if this movie would have been like just maybe 1 or 2 people, it could have been fleshed out just fine. And then another thing, it could have just been a series. I believe it should have been a series and not just like 2 movies. Yeah. But they wanted this fleshed into just 2 parts, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think there's a better person that can do that outside of like Zack Snyder. Sure. But first of all, I like the Spider Lady.
Me too.
Let me touch on that.
It actually scares me because if you're using the same aliens all the time, they've got to be real.
Yeah.
Okay. While they're real. Yeah. While they're real. Yeah.
Or you're using the same makeup artists. Yeah. Obviously. Aliens are real. No.
Look, at least it didn't look like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Yeah. There were no Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Marvel in there. Basically, since she was on that planet before any humans ever inhabited that planet, she's actually like an ancient species, like last of her kind type stuff. Like
the
she
Borg.
dies out. Yeah, like the Borg. Because of their industry, she can no longer produce proper offspring, so they all die before they hatch. So because she can't have children, she's been attacking children and killing them to weaken, take her revenge, take her injustice out. Can you validate that? Or
for the sake of her species, I can understand why a being like that would act the way that it does. But on the other side of that, that just gives me even more reason to take a can of Raid and just and then she's gone.
Did you defend the Spider Lady?
I understand. I understood the Spider Lady. I got her perspective like from that, and I think that's what I'm saying. So that's why the dual wielding blade lady was like so conflicted. She didn't know. Yeah. She didn't want to kill her.
She wasn't the real monster.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't.
The people were the monster.
Yeah, the people were the monster. She's just defending the society that happens to be there. Yeah. That's it.
Which we have to do because you have to do it.
You have to do it.
It's a mercy kill.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it came down to, a mercy kill.
I missed a lot of that because I was so busy rolling my eyes, seeing that in a different movie.
Yeah. You ready for the next character?
Yeah.
Q, the guy from Gladiator.
Oh, literally the guy.
General.
Yeah. And in a different world, instead of it being Maximus Aurelius Decimus Russell Crowe, it was Jimon Honshu.
Yeah, there you go.
Literally from the Gladiator, shot for shot, getting redemption. Gladiator already did it, just in a little different way. So he can't be like, I didn't steal this. I was just inspired. Yeah. I was just inspired by Gladiator. But Gladiator already did this. Is my problem with the way that this movie was continuing to build.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be this,
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, Sun Tzu. Yeah, he technically is Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu wasn't as jacked
exactly,
as
exactly. Yeah, but he's supposed to be literally Sun Tzu. Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
But it was Gladiator.
Yeah,
it was a scene out of Gladiator. If you turn the sound off, you go like, why did we go from Star Trek First Contact to Gladiator? Like, there's so many of these.
So here's the next one we're going to go to. And I'll start with you since you brought up Ray Fisher first. Let's cue the one soldier out of these 7,000 people that are standing there that goes, yeah, I'll join your army. Yeah. And the other person, yeah, I got you back. So 2 people out of 7,000. That's a win.
Yeah, that's a real win. But Ray Fisher is another guy that I was kind of shocked. First of all, because I thought that this was going to be Ray Fisher's like comeback. He's going to fucking do the thing. Excuse my language. He's going to do the thing, and then Zack Snyders him. So he Snyders him.
Can you tell them the last movie the two of them starred in together?
Justice League was a Zack Snyder movie that Ray Fisher was supposed to be the center character in this entire movie, but the studio, Warner Brothers, decided that they didn't want their words being an angry black man being the center of their franchise movie. All right. So Ray Fisher ended up being blackballed. So that's why if you haven't seen Ray Fisher, this guy who ends up getting
Joss Whedon after it, which is worse than being blackballed.
Yeah, exactly.
Look that up too.
Yeah. So he has not worked in this long. So he finally gets this opportunity to act again. And I was really taken aback that he took a hard L in this movie. And I mean, I was just like, it made the sacrifice more. I'll put it that way. But I think Zack Snyder made this movie for people who know about movies almost. Yeah, there's no way to put it. Because I tried thinking about this for a while, and I think with this complete like weird part about, I was just like, it seems as though he knows not only his audience, but he knows that these people know about these movies. Not just these movies, but this entire thing. Because think about it for a second, right?
I felt like he was trying to trick me.
No, he wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you're going the Easter egg theory.
Yeah,
he's going the vindictive theory.
Yeah,
you're going the Easter egg.
Yeah, you see I'm going this, right? Because it's such a strange thing. Because to me, I really felt that scene when he died. I was just like, there's no way. He gets up. He does it like a champ too. Straight up, I was like, he's gonna do it. Oh no! Don't go out like that, Ray. I needed you to be in other movies. This can't be all females, man. It can't be all. I need a dude. I need another dude like in there to do this. Yeah.
What's that say?
Princess Life Giver.
Oh, Green Mile Girl. So it's just
I kind of want to end to that. So this is
it's just Green Mile, but a girl.
I mean, see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
You're not fooling me, Zachary Snyder.
I'm saying, go ahead.
I can't. The fact that you can even read my handwriting from that far is killing me. That's enough of the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole different other episode. All right, so cue the rebellion. And they decide, they're like, you know what we need to do? We need to make one more stop on a rebellion to drop off this storage and, just go to this planet that we really don't even need to be at. Because, that couldn't be a setup. There couldn't be an ambush there.
No way.
Why would that happen? And then cue the sellout.
And that
Charlie went bad.
That was real. 100%. I felt that betrayal.
Oh yeah, like, and there were orcs from Lord of the Rings all over the place during that time.
They jumped out.
Yeah, they literally did. There were orcs from Lord of the Rings.
I will say Ed Skrean's walking through each one and just him methodically staring at them and his lines were well executed.
Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. That closing for that movie.
Yeah,
man, that was a real peak moment. Those two fighting it out. That's what I was talking about. That was a real fight.
Yeah.
When she's giving him everything he's got, he was like, "Oh, I'm a man, though." Yeah. He comes back with that right. He comes across her with a right.
Dude, almost
and
like it looked like a hit.
That's what I said.
I thought some Rocky Stallone shit hitting each other.
Yeah.
And like he always says, I didn't feel pandered to that. She earned that.
She earned that win.
That was a tribute to Jackie Chan movies. Yeah. Honestly, it's because all the little choppy spots, and then he always actually gets hit in one of the movies. Jackie Chan did it first.
But no, that was a real fight. I like seeing that fight. Like
so real.
Yeah, that was legit.
It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable.
Is someone watching this right now? I hope this is.
This better not be real.
Yeah.
So to me, they should have ended it there. I don't need to watch them go back to the planet and go, man, this would be a beautiful place to die. Let's do some foreshadowing to when The Scargiver comes out on April 19th on Netflix.
Yeah.
Let's sell that movie. Like, you do not need to bring me back to the planet. You wasted an epic scene, like you talked about.
Yeah, that should have just went off.
Or you could have, fucking microphone. You just cut it right there and you're done. But no, you have to give us this emotional scene of us riding weird horses. Hey, what are the horses? What did the horses strike you as?
Horses.
No,
that was the only original.
Horses?
You know who did giant horses first?
No.
Star Wars.
Did they?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You're just making my points for me now.
You didn't notice that like they were riding horses on the top of a destroyer?
No.
It was called, what do they call it? Imperial?
Dreadnought.
Yeah, Dreadnought. Yeah, Imperial Dreadnought, yeah.
It's a destroyer in pretty much everything. They use Dreadnought.
Yeah, Dreadnought.
Slightly different terminology.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because they were riding horses on the top of that thing.
But who was the villain, the general in this?
Admiral Noble.
Hans from Inglourious Bastards. The whole time. And with a little touch of Negan because he was carrying around a bone bat. Man. And even Negan's the Star Wars sushi guy, the fish thing. He even does a Negan thing on that.
Okay, what about the octopus sex? Who did that first?
Aeon Flux. Yep. I'm pretty sure.
No, you're right. No.
Sure.
Yeah, Aeon Flux.
Did you read my mind on that?
I got another one. Dude,
all I could you did right.
That's 2. Hey. 2 out of 20. Because I obviously don't watch anime or anything. I'm a casual fan, which is why I understand that purists either love or hate a lot of things like this. Yeah. Especially if it's given to you in a really good way, like this movie. Yeah. I'm going to surprise you at the end here, honestly. Yeah. But when you see all the things like me, because I watch the movies, I don't read, I don't, I don't know a lot of the backstories, and half of these graphic novels I didn't know were things. Yeah. Some people love them, some people hate them, and here we are in a movie like this where I can understand, if it's true to form, why somebody would love something like this. Unlike me, where I'm a movie fan and I've seen all of these movies before, and even the jump. The slow motion jump onto the face of the ship was 300. Yeah. That's what it was. Did that in 300.
Because it was a sacrificial leap. That's what it was. It was completely, you knew what was happening. You knew he was going to do it. He was going to achieve the goal. Right. Because the whole point, he never thought how I'm going to get out of the situation, only that this objective needed to be achieved. Yes. That was it. That was a leap of faith, long story short.
Yeah. The problem I had with all of this, is it really felt like a bad Saturday Night Live where the guy that goes, this movie has everything. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. And he goes, oh my God, this movie has everything. C-3PO, if you got him from TJ Maxx. The bar scene from Star Wars, but with Spider Guido and Hot Han Solo, if he were evil. Harry Potter Horse Whisperer. The gambling addiction. Borg Lady in spider form from Star Trek First Contact, Walmart version of lightsabers. They don't even have names yet. But the Green Mile Girl. Cuts from Gladiator. Orcs from Lord of the Rings. Matrix references throughout. Dreadnought ships, which are obviously real. Pocahontas gives us a peace speech. Underground army of Mad Max warriors, if you let a goth toddler explain how they should look. Inglourious Bastards, Hans Landa. The 300 slow motion jump, Indiana Jones slide under. Cliffhanger references. The Steven Seagal arm break. Will Smith slap if teeth would have came out. The Frankenstein mixed with Superman regeneration pool with a hint of Marvel's Infinity War spliced onto the Hobbit's Ice Lake ice-breaking scene. Oh, God.
I would like to introduce you to Tank's version of Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
I see that.
Was like for real. All in this movie.
So, obviously, you never watched Sucker Punch.
Nope.
Yeah, you never watched Sucker Punch.
We're going to do one on that.
I would say that, yeah. You watch Sucker Punch.
And then I'm going to owe everybody an apology after.
Yeah, no, because I promise you'll see what we talk about when we say that. Because this is, like I said, this is what you expect. Am I right?
No, I'm still taken back from Billy Joel.
I can't believe you said all that. 100%. Yeah, that was.
Whoever's typing the subtitles, in a court with a stenographer
AI had a problem with that.
I feel bad
just a list almost in chronological order the way that I remember it in the movie.
Yeah, the AI had to work real hard with those subtitles. With those,
that was good.
Those closed captions.
Damn, brother.
Closed caption guys, like, wow. Yeah.
He has no more hands.
And then the stupid robot at the end with the Iron Man eyes staring off. I do understand this one, though, because he's evolving, right? And he's going
No, not evolving. It's just
he's on the good side now, right?
Well, he always on the good
Rudolph,
side.
So now there's not going to be a Christmas.
See what I'm saying? No,
I lost the symbolism.
No,
sorry.
He's always was the good guy. He was just he simply was a
wait.
But he's changing because he put on new headgear and whatnot. So he's changing. He's on the good side now.
Hold on. They weren't always the good guys.
No, I'm not saying there was always a good guy.
These are cut force that the king instilled with the princess life giver, or what did you call her?
Yeah, the Green Mile Girl.
Green Mile Girl. Yeah. Instilled them with the values that they have, which is weird that the birth gave them inspiration for a new day. That they could amend from the atrocities of them killing people for 100 freaking years. He's not the good guy.
I'm talking about in this movie.
But he's not the good guy. I can't let you get away with being the good guy.
All right.
He's a soldier.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can say right now. A soldier looking for redemption.
All right. Okay, that sounds better.
Let's squeeze.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to squeeze this.
Go!
Okay. To be very clear, even with all of those stolen pieces of all those other epic movies that have come before it, if you have never seen those movies, if you didn't watch your dad's movies growing up, so if your target audience is somewhere between 10 and, say, 30 right now for a movie like this, and you watched or read the graphic novel or the animes and whatnot, taking all of those things away, if it was my first time seeing any of these things, I give this an astonishing. I think this movie is terrific. I truly, truly do. And you don't need to fool me or try to trick me with all of these popular scenes from every other movie that was a success. If you just give me this movie in its true form and gritty, with a really strong female character, this movie is astonishing. It is absolutely terrific from start to finish. You don't pander to me. You don't have to, even from the very beginning, nobody had to look into break the fourth wall, look into the camera and be like, see, I told you she's a badass. She's just a badass. She's just incredible the whole time. She's highly trained. She's got good morals. There's a lot of really good things in this movie to hold on to, and I think it was astonishing.
Okay.
All right. I say the same thing, astonishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I felt about it.
I just saved my own life, didn't I? No, but credit where credit's due. The storyline is excellent. I don't care that there's parallels there, because even when Avatar came out, people were talking about, they stole it from Fern Gully and Pocahontas.
It's a basic. Avatar is just a basic movie. There's no way to put it. If you put it in any other context, it is a.
If you look at the graphics, if you look at the CGI, if you look at the artistic direction of this movie, it is amazing.
Yeah,
from honestly start to finish.
Yeah. So I can't do it without it. Avatar is not a basic movie. It is now. Avatar redefines, to me, the action fantasy.
But it only redefined it through technology. I'm talking about the basic story.
The story is gold.
The story is just basic.
No,
a guy shows 100%. Up. Saves the civilization and it keeps going.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Avatar redefined, at least it gave us, on top of that basic story, something
Well,
phenomenal.
Sure, and I'm not saying that Zack Snyder's the only one guilty of this, because even in The Last Jedi, it rips off Endgame. Remember at the end?
Everything.
When he goes, I am all of the Sith, and she goes, and I am all of the Jedi.
Yeah.
It's basically the snap.
That's all. That's
it's basically the same thing. I am inevitable. And it didn't in Iron Man, it goes, and I am Iron Man, So everybody is kind of guilty of this, and that's why, even though this one may have seemed the most guilty with the most best pieces of all these other epic movies, the way that they deliver it, it all makes sense. It all flows really well. And if you've never seen those movies, or if you can do like I like to do and turn my brain off and just watch it for what it is, this movie is astonishing.
All right. First, I got to say I totally agree with you, X, when you said that it should have been a series. I think a series would have gave us so much more backstories, and Netflix robbed us of this. Netflix, the place we get all the series from, decided not to turn this one a series. There's
the one that should have been in the series,
10 episodes a piece.
Yeah, and you get all that backstory.
Just one season.
You would have appreciated the king and all these backstory things that they ripped through.
Yeah.
So much more. I'll stay with you guys, though. I'll go with sensational. I agree with both your points with that this is definitely something that it stands alone in its way it presented the material. It may have been all borrowed material, but the way that it went about it, it feels something different. And I would watch this movie in the background. Again, the action, the one thing Zack Snyder definitely does is he gives us sometimes cringy, sometimes daring, but. And you're right. The lunch scene again is his thing. That's like the one thing you'll see in every single one of his movie. He'll tell you that 100%. Every single one of Zack Snyder's movie, you'll see that scene in.
That's like his real signature.
Yeah. That's his go-to with that. So I'll even give him away with that. So let's take it to the big board, and on the big board here. What's that? A sensational or astonishing, and sensational. What's that put us in? The Poor Things.
Yeah. Right with Poor Things is a top Poor Thing.
Yeah, I think it is better than Poor Things because I do like action movies. I would almost put it up there, even closer to Dune. I personally do like this better than Dune. If I gave Dune also an astonishing, this is right up there. But this is the sci-fi and action that I like a little better.
Which you did give. Dune an astonishing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's like definitely above Poor Things, but to me in a way. But hey, wherever it goes, I just know it doesn't. It shouldn't be above.
It definitely goes in the top.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And nowhere near the bottom.
Yeah, nowhere near the bottom
for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I say I don't understand. People ripping on this particular movie.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just a bunch of haterade.
Before we cut this episode, let me do one more promo for Netflix.
It's because of the things that I had pointed out. I know that they look at it as thievery.
Well, no, but the same thing is but all these movies,
they all do it.
Yeah, not only do they not do it, but they don't even do it in a creative way.
Yeah, not at all.
So main question, when this comes out the 19th on Netflix, 19th April, are you guys inspired to watch the second one?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
I was excited to see this one.
Just only to see how much more they steal from other movies. But I will tell you, if it's as entertaining as this one, it's going to be a home run.
All right. Well, speaking of entertaining, I hope we've entertained you guys as always. This is a pleasure. This is a distinct privilege. I know I speak for both of them that this is something that we envisioned a month ago. We're a month old, guys.
That's it.
We're a month old, and this is what you're doing. This is amazing. This is all you. We appreciate it. All of that. So with that being said, for Tank, for Xavier, this is Nitro. See ya! Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings the program to its unfortunate end. If you liked or hated it so much you can't wait to see what we say next, smash that subscribe and like button. Join the family. Join the ride.